Greetings and blessings. It's July 5th, Wednesday. In the last 35 days, so that is all of June and the first 5 days of this month, it has rained 23 days out of 35. 23 days it has rained out of 35 days. So that means we've literally only had about 2 weeks of sun in the last month, and they're not full days of sun. This will probably be our first full day of sun like this, no clouds, blue sky, in literally over a month. And because of that, all of this rain, we've gotten over a foot of rain in the last month, and that is no exaggeration. We got 9 inches in one storm, 4 inches in another storm, and we've gotten a few 1-inch or half-inch storms in between all of that. I've got one little section left to mow back here, and this whole pasture will have been mowed for a second time, allowing it to grow up for its 3rd full cut and possibly even a 4th. I've been laying the grass on the garden where it's needed, and let's just take a quick tour, July update, and see everything that's growing beautifully. We have the Abenaki flint corn with some grass coming up intermixed, and this is a Vermont heirloom variety of flint corn, and this was grown by the Abenaki people who used to inhabit this land, roam this land before it was taken from them. Jerusalem artichokes, also a staple food crop for them. It produces edible tuber and potato-like edible tuber, and they get 12 to 18 foot tall. And intermixed is the German butterball potato. Long. We have some sweet corn here. Didn't have the best germination on it because it had a lot of shade, and it seems that the pumpkin seedlings that I also direct sowed, New England pie pumpkin, they're actually starting to come up. So a lot going on just on this whole north side. And I did a 75-day early Fisher's Earliest sweet corn right here. So that's coming up beautifully. All the tomatoes around the perimeter of the garden are starting to put on their flowers. And down this row we have all delicata squash intermixed with the tomatoes. Potatoes. Down the shaded pathway is the sweet potato slips, potatoes and garlic, these 2 beds, and all potatoes coming up in this big back bed. Look at these beautiful little purple flowers that the potatoes put out. It's pretty beautiful. So yeah, everything is starting to grow. I'm really excited. It's been a long, stunted month. Here's that last little square right here. It's been hard to keep up with the scything too, with all the rain. Not that you can't scythe when it's wet, because it's best to scythe when it's wet, but it's just been raining so much it's hard to get a day when it's I have been scything in the actual rain, which is not ideal. This is the grass that's left over. I just put grass on all the mounds last night to give them a nice added mulch, added fertility for the next half of the season. Here's that New England pie pumpkin. Gonna get way bigger than that, and that's from my own saved seed. Cool to see the ones that I saved my own seed from are doing the best. The tomatoes, the lettuce, and the pumpkins I all saved seed off of last year, and those are all the things that are some of doing the best. The Brussels sprout transplants are finally starting to take off. That's my first time growing Brussels sprouts. I started those inside, and I'm really getting down the seed starting game. We have a medicinal, if you know, you know. And I planted that intermixed with some garlic and strawberries, so maybe that'll take on the flavor of those. We have some acorn squash doing beautifully, and this is all on the edge of potatoes and potatoes. So pumpkins, potatoes, squash, potatoes, and then all of these tomatoes are really taking off. They're getting really big, and a lot of these ones are the ones that I had saved seed from. So that's cool. More New England pie pumpkin is coming up all on this wood chip path in here. And these were ones that I planted earlier, direct sown back in May. And look at what 1 month could do. So these were planted direct sown May 18th, and these were only direct sown about a week or two ago. The eggplants are finally starting to take on a life of their own. I've got a few of them intermixed. I've explained that bed. It's garlic with an oat cover crop, and then interplanted was the eggplant. The garlic will come out and the eggplant will take over. Some more eggplant and cucumbers on this trellis right here, and that whole trellis is all cucumbers for each string. But either it was just a lack of sun, or they're getting, yeah, I could see it right now. They're getting too much shade from that garlic. So once that garlic comes out in a week, or I mean 2 to 3 weeks, that'll give a light release, and hopefully they'll start to take off. This one right there has some flowers on it, so we will see. And so that's the whole outer perimeter of the garden. And when you take a walk inside, there is a good amount of stuff going on. Take a quick look, walk through. So the lettuce, Jay's grass-fed lettuce, is finally back in action. So this is all coming up very well. Lettuce right there, I believe that's Jericho lettuce, some Caribe cilantro, another big flush of sorrel radishes, good for in the heat. These are a row of sweet potato slips and this wood chips. There's everything a little, and I did some leeks from seed, trying to let them grow up. You can't really see them too well. And then maybe I can transplant them, try to get some late winter leeks. The wild oregano's doing, I'm sorry, this is not wild oregano, this is cultivated. Well, this is a variety of oregano. And we have some common sage. The Swiss chard transplants are in, and they're just waiting for some light release and some other things to come out, and then they will take off. So there's a lot of stuff in here, and just haven't really been getting too many harvests. Like I said in the beginning, just so much rain and not enough sun. These are raspberries that I found that I'm propagating. They put on a really nice late October or second week of October raspberry, if all goes well. Some more lettuce coming up right there. This is a bed of carrots that isn't germinating well, and I might plant sweet potato slips into this. I still have about like 10 more. Beans, this row right here, second row of beans right over there, and then there's the third row right here, fourth row right there, and then a fifth row back over in that other one, and then there's a sixth row and a seventh row of beans over there. So a lot of beans. oak tree that either a squirrel or I think I planted, just an acorn. And the yarrow coming into its 3rd season. These are all amaranth. It's a beautiful flower / grain. And some more lettuce coming up beautifully. And more lettuce. I'm loving this bed. And more lettuce. More lettuce down there. Saving seed off Shanghai pak choi. More sweet potato slips in the pathway. Gonna put some new sweet potato slips here. I tried doing turnips. They're not doing so hot. More of that lettuce. And yeah, so there's a lot going on, and I have been able to make enough harvests each week to support some income and some deliveries to the local co-op, which is cool. And as you can see, there's a lot here, and that's only going to progress and evolve as the seasons go on and as this season in particular goes on. So hopefully the sunny days and the heat stick around and everything can start to grow now. Like, obviously it has been growing, but continued uninterrupted growing without any fluctuations is what I'm talking about. So one love wholeness. I know it's kind of a sunny day and it's always kind of hard to catch the best of the beauty of the garden in these sunny days, but I only have a certain amount of time to take these videos, so I try to do them when I can. So if you have any other questions or concerns, maybe you saw something that I didn't cover all the way and you want me to go over it in a little bit more detail, or maybe you saw something and I didn't go over it, stay tuned for the videos as they continue to keep you updated through the season with what is harvesting and what will be available in the coming weeks. This week, harvesting for the co-op is pretty much just Jay's grass-fed lettuce blend. Maybe some cilantro bunches, but besides that, there's not too much else harvesting this week. And once we get some sun, these beans, the early potatoes, and some cucumbers and squash will hopefully start harvesting. So one love wholeness. I appreciate everyone's continued support, and let's just take a quick look at all of the seedlings for fall transplanting. We have sunset chard, kohlrabi, rhubarb chard, white Russian kale, kohlrabi, dwarf blue curled kale. Not too good germination on that. These are all 3 different kinds of broccoli: solstice broccoli, green sprouting broccoli, and Kailan. And then these were from the last round of seedlings, and they've gotten just rained on so much. So I finally had to poke holes in the bottom of these trays. I didn't want to do it because they're for inside and outside use, but I guess these ones are just for outside use now. These ones are actually regrowing. They got completely eaten by slugs. And there's some more Brussels in here, I think maybe a cabbage. And these ones are definitely all the same kinds of broccoli as these ones. So I'm gonna try and get some transplants in this week where the spaces can be filled. And obviously as all of that garlic and potatoes comes out, these will be transplanted in the garden where they can be. And these are also some 60-day tomatoes, Moscovich and New York Early. And I'll try to get some late fall tomato harvest off of that. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate all of the support, and we will see you on the next one. So one love wholeness from J's Grass Fed Garden. Thank you.